We are calling tonight a group therapy session. The Bengals lost an embarrassing game to the Philadelphia Eagles, 37-17 at home, 0-4 at home. The sky's falling. Twitter's mad. I'm mad. You're mad. Let's talk it out. Group therapy session coming up next. Cincy Unfiltered.
Your boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer. Let's flow. No filter needed. Beers getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered show. Let's go. Our boys are ready to go. Our boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer. Let's flow. No filter needed. Beers getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered show. Let's go. Our boys are ready to go.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Cincy Unfiltered. Might feel like a funeral. I don't know. Could be a funeral. Sadness all around. Not fun. Not a very fun Sunday at all, Drew. How are you doing tonight?
I hate everything.
Yes.
Got to put a lipper in for this.
Oh, my God.
Dude, that was gross.
It sucked
That
so
was
bad.
gross. We just kept looking at each other like, is this happening?
There was a point where you completely shut down, and I was like, I'm not even going to talk to him. I feel his pain. Like, I don't know if we scored. We might have scored, and you didn't even stand up. Like, and I was like, that man is going through it. I'm going to let him go through it.
It just got that weird feeling. And the Chase Brown touchdown, I'm like, okay. But like, yeah, I was real hyped up before the people sitting around. So I'm like, yo, you cool if I jump, if I cuss?
Yep.
There's a kid in front of us. I'm like, hey, man, if I say something too far, we're both like, hey, turn around, tell us to shut up. Your kid's here. Super cool. Eagles fans. Kid was cool. Dad was cool. But yeah, it just got to a point in the game where I just like, I've seen this movie before. I've felt this feeling before, and it was just hard to get the juice. And then turns out I was unfortunately right. We can just go ahead and get right into it. Go through the box score breakdown, which will include Joe Burrow's passing stats. 26 and 37, 234 yards, one touchdown, one pick that to me was him saying like, this is the only chance we have to move the ball. I'm going to take a chance to double coverage to Jamar Chase. And it bounces right into the lap of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, a guy I wanted the Bengals to target in free agency last year. He makes the pick.
Turns out that guy's kind of a dick, so I'm glad he's not.
He is actually kind of a dick. Turns out he is.
It's you look at this. I know we're gonna move on, but you look at this and like 26 for 37, 234. It's not egregious. Like you know what I mean? It's not a good stat line for Joe. But one touchdown, that stinks. I mean, that stinks so much. Interceptions happen. I'm not too mad about interceptions. They are what they are, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think that pick was just like a, hey, dude, we've got to try to push this thing down the field, because it was like one of the only times they pushed the ball down the field. I mean, they did a couple, but it was one of the only times. And I think that was just him. Like, this is all we got. We can't run the ball.
Yeah, it was a good interception too. So it
was out of the play.
Yeah, I mean, shit happens. So I don't know. Joey B, not a perfect day, but
it's an average day.
Can't win them all. Yeah.
He didn't stink it up or anything like that, but he didn't set the world on fire either. And some people expect more out of him with the money that he's gotten and all that. And we can get into a little bit more of that later.
Sure can.
But when it comes to the guys that he is throwing the ball to, you are fat Mike Gesicki, but skinny Mike Gesicki had probably his best day as a Bengal. 7 receptions, 73 yards. Jamar Chase, 9 for 54. There you go.
Little one-handed
action. Oh, dude, that one-hander on the sideline, that was dirty. That was one of those plays where you're like, okay, things are going to go our way today.
Yeah, I agree.
And then they didn't. Jamar Chase, 954, the one touchdown. Jermaine Burton saw his most snaps of his career, got one reception for 41 yards on a go ball. He just beat Darius Slay on. I'm sure we'll touch on him a little bit more too. Eric All, 2 receptions, 32 yards. Zach Moss, 4 receptions, 28 yards. Trenton Irwin, 1 for 4. Chase Brown, 2 for 2. So we spread the ball around decently, but aside from Gesicki having his best game of the year, it wasn't really a
Yeah.
coming out party for anybody. One person you'll notice is not on there because he did not register a single catch is Andre Yoshivas.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Did not register a single catch.
Did he have one and he was out of bounds? For some reason, I feel like remember him getting one. I don't know. But yeah, either way.
I blocked a lot of that out of my mind.
Yeah. It's like you leave. It's like I don't know. It was terrible. But yeah, I mean, when Joe Burrow only throws for 243 yards, you're not going to have an insane stat line by anybody. But it is nice that Gesicki got in the mix. Jamar Chase with the only touchdown. Awesome. It was nice to just feel like they give a shit about Burton.
Yeah.
Right? It was nice, like, oh, Burton's out there. They know he's on the team. That's good news, because for a while there, we were all like, I don't know. Maybe they just think this guy parks the cars. Who knows? Eric, where'd it go?
Oh, I was getting ready to, self-produced. I was getting ready to do something, but that's fine. You got a point to make your point, brother.
I was done. You're right. I was done. Eric All, Zach Moss, Trent Irwin. I made the comment. I'm done with him. Why is that guy out there? We got young guys in waiting. Throw him out there at this point. Thanks. Time to move on, though. Chase Brown. But the big thing, and you can kill the stat line. Sorry. The big thing though with Mike Gesicki having his coming out party, to me, is like, shit. That's another valid reception option with T. Higgins on the mend again.
Hopefully.
So to me, it's like, holy crap! Like let's throw this guy out wide. Let's use him as a receiver sometimes rather than just a tight end. It's like, if T's not going to be there, we need something. And if a guy like Gesicki wants to show up and be that something, fuck it, throw him the ball.
He's played a lot of slot in his career anyway.
Exactly.
I'm souring on the Andre Yoshivas experiment. Like, he's made big catches and big moments this year. Don't get me wrong, but like, he clearly doesn't consistently get open. He doesn't consistently put himself in a position where Burrow's ready to, let it fly his way. So I keep thinking, I think about Burton too, but then you see some of the things during that game that probably are what is keeping Burton off the field is they're trying to go hurry up. Burrow has the meltdown, starts yelling at the refs because he doesn't know why they're stopping the game. Well, turns out it's because Burton ran onto the field when he wasn't supposed to, when they were going hurry up.
Yeah.
The ref thought they were subbing, so they were going to give Philly the chance to sub, so they have to stand over the ball. And then there's another play on a third down, I think, where it looks like he runs the wrong route. Burrow throws the ball short of where Burton is because I think he expected a cut toward the sideline and he didn't get it. So you're seeing some of these things where it's like, is that's what's keeping him off the field? Then he's having just some mental lapses and mental errors. But we're also at a point in the season where it looks like the way to do it with Jermaine Burton as of right now is, hey, run really fucking fast in a straight line and catch the ball when I throw it to you. 47-yard go ball against the Chiefs week 2, 41-yard go ball this week against Darius Slay, who's very good. He had a touchdown opportunity in the end zone. Honestly, Burrow didn't throw the ball well enough. It was a little wobbly. It was a little bit short. Mm-hmm. If he throws a better ball, I think Burton probably comes down with that. And we're maybe singing a different tune about Jermaine Burton.
My thing, like, what does this receiving core look like next year? Like, did we just see it? Is this it?
I think we did.
I'm not impressed. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I guess 73 yards is great, but is a tight end going to have a 73-yard game every week? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
No.
And our next receiving leader had 41 yards, but it was one throw.
One catch.
Yeah, one catch throw. Yeah. And Chase is going to chase. He has a touchdown, 54 yards. I think he could obviously get more any given Sunday. But if we're really not going to pay T, what's the plan? To me, I'm concerned about the wide receiver room. Yoshi,
the way you look at it now.
Yeah, Yoshi's fun, and it's fun to do the Yoshi gif and all this stuff. But we need consistency out of him. You know what I mean? Burton obviously isn't trusted yet. Eric All, I think, can be electric, but again, he plays tight end, not wide receiver. Irwin is getting older. He's not going to be here forever, and you can't just dump the ball off to okay. You can if you're the Bengals. You can dump the ball off into the flats whenever you want, 4th and 1. But I'm a little nervous about the receiving room next year, and I hate that I'm already thinking about that.
We're flirting with that territory, and in the text from Dad Alert, the first one of the program, he said maybe we can buy the Bengals Halloween costumes, and the team could show up and beat the Raiders.
Oh no!
It is that season.
I love that.
And for the Bengals, luckily for the Bengals, the game is after Halloween, so you get the costume on a discount. Mike Brown loves to save a buck.
Yeah, he sure does.
We got something going here.
All right.
And then the rushing stats, just no running game whatsoever. Yeah. That Philly D-line is good. Those Georgia boys know how to play football. They plugged the holes up. There was really nowhere to go. 12 carries, 32 yards. He did have the touchdown for Chase Brown. Burrow, the second leading rusher. That's never a good sign. 3 carries, 15 yards. I guess it's a good sign when he has a 47-yard touchdown against the Giants, but in most cases, Joe Burrow being your second leading rusher is not a good thing. 3 for 15. And then Zach Moss, 5 carries for 11 yards. The positive spin I can take from this is Chase Brown is clearly the running back 1, like we've been clamoring for since like week 2. So cool, but other than that, there's just nothing to be inspired about in this running game. The PFF grades came out. The Bengals rank 32nd. That's dead last in the league. And run block win rate. We're not a big analytics PFF show. Still really couldn't tell you how the fuck they come up with those numbers, but that's what they say.
That's not disheartening. I don't. It's like it's consistency with us. Like 1 week we can run and Chase Brown can rip it. And then the next week, it's like we got a lobotomy and forgot how to play football. It's so frustrating, dude. I don't know. Yeah, and Burrow being the second leading rusher, like, get a fucking grip. Fix it.
Yeah.
Like, it's so frustrating.
And then rounding out the box score breakdown, the defensive stats, Cam Taylor-Britt, 9 tackles, 6 solo, credited with 1 pass defensed. Jermaine Pratt, 9 tackles, 4 solo, 7 tackles, 1 solo for Logan Wilson, including a pass defensed. 6 tackles, 4 solo for B.J. Hill, 5 tackles, all 5 solo for Cincinnati's own Sam Hubbard. Geno Stone tacks in 5 tackles, 2 of those are solo. Trey Hendrickson, 4 tackles, 2 solo. 0 sacks, and when Trey Hendrickson doesn't get sacks, the Cincinnati Bengals don't get sacks. There is not one difference maker on that defense that doesn't wear number 91.
Yeah,
I think that's blatantly apparent at this point.
Yeah, I know we'll talk about probably trades and stuff here at some point in the program, but it is so like to me, the whole picture, like I love this team. I'm always going to support this team, but like that also gives me the right to support this team with a lot of money, but that also gives me the right to be pissed off. You know what I mean? To me, it's like,
yes,
the only person getting sacks is Trey Hendrickson. If Trey Hendrickson had, 50 sacks right now, I would still be saying you need to go find someone else to get sacks as well. Like, how do you look at that situation and have one guy that can get back there and do it consistently and be like, yeah, I'm okay with this, pretty good. No, like that's bullshit. We have one guy that can consistently get back there and get sacks. And they're just like, yeah.
And the next best one, the guy that showed the next best amount of a flash to get to the quarterback is Myles Murphy, who started off probably with a little bit of limited mobility because he was coming back from the injury, but he's still losing snaps to Hubbard. And this isn't a bash Sam Hubbard thing, but let's face it, Sam Hubbard's not getting to the quarterback. Sam Hubbard's had a couple really good games that he's put together with the Giants game and the Cleveland game in the run game, where Sam Hubbard has always been good. He's always been a damn good defensive end against the run, but he is not getting home. He's not getting pressure on the quarterback. The interior pressure on the quarterback that we were expecting from Sheldon Rankins is not there. As of right now, that Sheldon Rankins signing hasn't worked out. It's just like the Geno Stone signing to this point. Early returns, not even that early returns, halfway through the season returns on both of those moves aren't good. And I know that Rankins missed some time too, but the best ability is availability. I fucked that up. But I just don't see how this team can see what they're getting on their pass rush outside of Trey Hendrickson and just be okay with it when the Chiefs just went and got Josh Uche from the Patriots, a guy that I wanted the Bengals to go after in free agency. There was a trade there.
Yeah.
And you know what? You have an opinion on trades. I'm going to give you the floor. I'm going to let you talk about it because I got my thoughts on Zack Taylor coming up next. I know that's why we got so many people watching.
It just to me, like it doesn't, like we could be undefeated right now. We could be undefeated. And I would still be saying, hey, there's guys out there. Do you know what I mean? But we're looking at teams like the Chiefs and like the Ravens, adding DeAndre Hopkins, adding, please help me out, Drew.
Josh Uche.
Yeah, Uche. Yeah, and you got, it's just like they are winning and they're still trying to get better on Sundays. Every option's on the table for them. But for some reason, and everybody's like, it's coach speak. It's coach speak. Come on, man. You know, it's coach speak. Shh. I don't care if it's coach speak. It shouldn't be said. The statement, we're going to go with the guys in the building. We like our guys. Hey, buddy, you have a losing record. You're getting your ass kicked. Your statement should be all options are on the table. We as an organization, we're always looking to get better, put a better product out on the field, and get wins for this city and do better on Sundays. All options are on the table. We're always trying to get better, always trying to get to that next level. That should be what's said. Get off your ass and try to get better because what you got out there right now isn't working. It is not. You beat the fucking Browns. Good job. They're a heap of garbage. They've got Jameis Winston high syndrome right now, and they won one game. But guess what? They're going right back down to the fucking basement with us. Get off your butt and go do something. Change something. Attitude, player positions, personnel, new blood. Do something. It is malpractice to be at the point we are at right now with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, these freaks on this team. It's absolute malpractice. And to sit there and say something like that, we're going to go with the guys we have on the team. I love the guys that we have on the team. There's players that people hate. I love because they're on my team. So when I say this is not a shot at any player at all. Love the guys on the team. But I guarantee you, if you asked anybody in that locker room up to Joe Burrow, absolutely, if the organization said, we're going to go sign this guy, and he's a freak, and he's going to help us win, the players are going to go, sounds good. Just like every fan should. End rant.
I think you're absolutely dead nuts right. Because right now, Joe Burrow is playing the best football of his career. Yep. If this team had a good record, he would be a bona fide MVP candidate, maybe the MVP favorite. And we're going to sit on our hands. Josh Uche went for like a 6th round pick or something. Somebody can correct me in the comments. I'm going to get to the comments. We got a lot. Haven't done it yet. Love you guys. We'll be there in a second. But draft picks? If the draft picks hit, you can't pay him. Draft picks. If the draft picks hit, you're not going to pay them based on what the market says they should get paid anyway, because you don't like to guarantee money after year one. So we got to hold on to this 5th rounder just in case. Do something. Make a move.
Yeah.
I agree with all your points. That's all the follow-up I have. That's really it.
Exactly.
There are 60 comments that we have not read. Let's try to get to some of them. I usually get you guys early. I apologize. This is a very emotional show.
See what we got.
Bengals Jack is here. Shout out Bengals Jack. Gesicki was the best patch catcher all game. Ben's here. Cam's here. Bengals Twitter is an absolute shit show right now. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. Tony Taphorn's here. Love you, Tony. Wedge is here. Deuce. Drew, is it over? No, but it could be. It could be this weekend.
It's not, but it could be. Exactly. Yep.
T. Brookie, I'm mad but still positive about my team. That's how you survive being a Bengals fan for 56 years.
T. Brookie,
shout out to you for still being here.
Hell
because
yeah, man.
That's the way to do it. Nick Fott's here. Shout out, Nick. The van didn't go. Thanks for telling everybody that. Gasecki only Alex Gatto's here. Gasecki only gets stats when T's out. That's kind of true. He was kind of the second.
I bet that's how it works. It's kind of how we thought it would work.
Ben's here. Cooper DeJean clobbered Irwin on his one reception. He did. Ben's got to give a little love to his Iowa guy. We love you, Ben. We're glad to see you here. Man, there's so many comments. We really usually get to those a little bit earlier. Moisty Turtle Picks. That's a hell of a name. I like that. Free Jermaine. Yeah. We got to get Jermaine Burton on the field a little bit more. Who-Dey Bengal. When do we start burning couches? Well, I'm in the middle of helping my grandmother move, so I might burn a couch this weekend.
Do it.
I'm not trying to ignore any comments, just trying to get everybody's comments here. But Tony, texts from Dad are absolutely the best. They are. The people love them. He told me the other day, he's like, I'll try not to send any dumb texts or something like that. I'm like, dude, no. The people love it.
Rip.
The people love the text from Dad.
Rip. Absolutely.
Tony Lopez is here. We are getting absolutely smoked on the line. We absolutely were. Carl Richardson here. Time to start burning couches at tailgates and drinking dark liquor. We know I've been discouraged from drinking dark liquor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Frav's here. My boy Fravor. I don't know. Murphy needs to get consecutive reps so he can get in a groove. Trey is the same way. I agree. It takes Trey kind of a minute to warm up. I think on the predominantly passing downs, we should see more of number 99. It's all about who can get on the field and make a play for us. Devin Ruck is here, another member of our YouTube channel. Until they start guaranteeing money in year 2 for most guys, which is the norm now in the NFL, we will stop attracting free agents and won't be able to sign draft picks that panned out. Kind of the point that I made when I almost lost my mind a minute ago.
Well, let's talk about that. That's a good point, because there was a 2-year window where guys wanted to come here to play with Joe Burrow, right? And it was awesome, and we were doing well, and it's like, oh, they got Joe Burrow. I want to go play there. That's waning. Like, we're getting our ass kicked now and not being successful. So now it's like, it'd be fun to play with Joe, but those guys fucking suck.
Yeah.
Flat out. Flat out. Like, straight up. Or, I'd love to play with Joe Burrow, but I know on 4th and 1, they're going to call a dump pass to the flats. But I'm embarrassed. It's embarrassing as a fan. It really is. And again, I love this team, and I always got to preface it with that, because the positive polys out there will attack you. But like, it's okay to be mad. You have every right to be mad, dude.
I'll love this team until the day I die, and that's why I'm so pissed off about it.
Exactly.
Chris Ingram says, draft picks? We talking about draft picks? In his best Allen Iverson voice. Logan wants my opinion on Zack Taylor. It's on the way. Just a couple more seconds. And Zach said he's totally not stroking right now. None of us are. I was down at the Who-Dey Boys tailgate talking about we were going to win. I was going to start stroking. Nobody's stroking.
Nobody.
So before we get to just me kind of making things clear on Zack Taylor, because I can't say it in a tweet or a series of tweets. I'm just going to put it on video. Before we do that, this show is brought to you by.
I was going to do the same thing. God, we're like twinsies, best friendsies, dog. Talk.
Oh. These are sad garage beers. These are not happy garage beers, but that's the best thing about garage beer. If you want to get sad about your football team, this will help make it better. If you want to celebrate your favorite football team, this will make it better. But regardless, they keep the lights on. We actually, I showed up to the show in the same hoodie as Ron, and I thought that was a little weird, so I went and changed real quick.
Yeah, it was a very cute moment, guys. And if we ever do behind the scenes, maybe we'll release it. But oh my God, garage beer. I gotta tell you something. I've been to a lot of tailgates. Okay, been to a lot of not frat parties, but college parties back in the day when I was a college student, not as an adult. Chill. I've had a lot of beer. All right, nothing beats a beautiful garage beer. You can't have it. I've had the M Lights, the B Dubs. I've had all those. They pale in comparison to the nectar that is garage beer.
And I always tell people, I said, I like this beer before I was paid to like it.
Yes, you did. Absolutely. That's a great graphic. That graphic looks
great. That app, dude, $8 a month.
Yeah.
If you're looking for where to find garage beer, www.drinkgaragebeer.com. There's a beer finder. Put in your zip code. Find bars, restaurants, gas stations that sell garage beer. Oh my God. Tony wants a Hamburger Wagon live show.
I haven't been.
Dude, Nick comes through with a banger. Hamburger Wagon burgers with a garage beer.
Is Hamburger Wagon seasonal?
No, they're open all the time.
They
just close earlier in the winter.
We need to do it. Let's add.
The owner follows me on Twitter. I can maybe make something happen.
Let's do. Hey, man, on the road show, like Guy Fieri. What is that show called? Diners, Drive-ins, and Drives with Bango and Drew. Let's do it.
It's not even a road show for me. It's 2 minutes from my house.
Is it really? That's great.
Yeah.
All I got's Taco Bell here. That's great.
Rain, sleet, shine at the wagon. Absolutely, Wedge. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I have been teasing that I would give you a conversation about Zack Taylor today.
Everyone breathe and prepare. Everyone breathe and prepare.
I intend to do that now. I'm going to talk to you about two different Zack Taylors. There's Zack Taylor, the head coach, and there's Zack Taylor, the offensive play caller. Zack Taylor, the head coach, is a good coach. I think when he calls a timeout, I usually agree with it. When he throws a challenge flag, I usually agree with it. Up until this point, the players would be ready to run through a brick wall for him. I think the way Zack Taylor manages games, the clock, timeouts, challenges, all those things is pretty good. I think he's built a very good culture in Cincinnati. Now we're going to start seeing that tested a little bit now. You had a pass last year. Things are a little bit rough, but Burrow's out. Now Burrow's healthy. All the guys that they wanted to be there are there. You may see that culture tested a little bit depending on how things go. But Zack Taylor, the head coach, I like Zack Taylor, the head coach. Now let's talk about Zack Taylor, the play caller. Let's look at the resume of Zack Taylor, the play caller. 2019, they were evaluating the roster. They were tanking. They were trying to get Burrow. I get it. That's a wash. 2020, young team. Burrow's a rookie. Higgins a rookie. Burrow blows his knee out. Okay, you saw flashes from Joe Burrow. That's fine. 2021, they strike gold. They go to the Super Bowl. They dethrone the Chiefs. They beat the Titans on the road with 9 sacks. They do all of this with a terrible offensive line, who he had a hand in crafting. And then they get to the Super Bowl and they piss down their leg. Don't get me wrong. Bad call. Logan Wilson didn't hold. We all know that. But that offense had a chance to turn that into a blowout, and they couldn't get down the field. 2022, defense helped step up in the playoffs in 2021. Everybody says Burrow's carried by his defense, blah, 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 blah. Now, we go to 2023. They fight for a playoff spot. They're scrappy, and that's all well and good. But when it comes time that you need to win a game, you need to beat the Steelers, you can't do it twice. You need, and they were terrible. They had Kenny goddamn Pickett last year. Okay. And that's fine. Everybody writes it off. We lost our franchise quarterback. We fought for, a playoff spot. It was fun till the end. Cool. I get it. But let's look at the reality of the situation. Zack Taylor offenses are good when everything is perfect. He had a bad offensive line, but you know what that offense did? It was boom or bust. That offense didn't sustain drives. That offense couldn't run the ball to chew the clock. That offense couldn't put together a 8-9 minute drive to close out the game and put a field goal to get them up 10. That team has never been able to do that. That team still can't do that. We had a long drive to open the game. Sunday scored a touchdown. After that, they couldn't keep a drive going. It's boom or bust with this team. And you're going to sit here and tell me that we're going to try to find a way to defend a 4th and 1 screen thrown 3 yards behind the sticks? When the hell is it a good idea on 4th and 1 to start the play 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage? 3 yards behind the first down marker. That's not it. That's not good football. Nobody thinks that's good football. What are we doing with this? I don't get it. Look what Cleveland just did. Yeah, they got rid of a sexual predator who was the worst quarterback in the league, and that's obviously going to help you. But you know what else they did? Their head coach said, hey, I'm not going to call plays anymore. I'm going to let my offensive coordinator do it. And they just went and they beat Baltimore. Now, I get it. They're probably going to go back to shit, and it is what it is. But it worked. There was a change. There was a new voice in the quarterback's ear. There was new life in the locker room. I am still not saying fire Zack Taylor. What I am saying is somebody upstairs needs to tell Zack, you're done calling the plays. He does not need to call plays. You have your culture, all that. That's all well and good. That's never going to stick if your team doesn't win. Because as of right now, everybody that says we're clinging on to the 2021 season and we're a flash in the pan, right now, they're fucking right. They're right. Because the fact of the matter is they've never been able to replicate that. And what got them there was the defense being opportunistic and getting turnovers in big moments. The defense wasn't ever actually even that good. We hyped Lou up because they got big turnovers at the right times, and he made some decent adjustments. And sometimes he made it so Travis Kelce didn't wreck a game. So when everybody's talking about fire Zack, if he won't give up the play calling, fire him. But somebody from upstairs needs to call down and say, stop calling the plays. He shits down his leg, or he gets a 7-point loss or a 7-point lead. He gets a 7-point lead, and then he just completely goes into a turtle shell and doesn't go for the kill and plays not to lose and then ends up fucking losing. So all of the fire Zack people, I'm not even against you anymore. I used to say, no. Look, he got us to the Super Bowl. He got us to the biggest moment of my fandom. It was 3 goddamn years ago, dude. We've got to let go of it. Look at the now. He's had the roster. He's had the talent. He's had it cheap. They've had it all, and he hasn't done shit with it. So you know what? That's where I am. Zack Taylor, hang up your headset. Give the play calls to Dan Pitcher. Back the fuck out and manage the game. And rant. How do I get out of this? There we go.
Oh, sorry. I was like this the entire time you were talking because
now we're back.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm not at fire Zack Taylor. I'm not there because at the moment, if you fire Zack Taylor, who are you replacing him with? Don't say Bill Belichick. Not happening. But I am at a point where I'm like, hey, Zack, come here. I know you don't want to give up play calling, but we're just going to try it. Maybe it doesn't work. And maybe we really find out that, oh shit, this roster's not as good as we think it is. But you had to try. Just like I'm saying with the trades. Always look to get better, right? It doesn't make sense. With the trades, right? Look, if I'm in a firefight and I'm getting my ass kicked and we're pinned down, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call for backup. Because they're going to come and help. Look, if I'm making a stupid decision and it's going to result in a negative result, I should probably make a different decision, i.e., give up play calling for a game. Let's try it a game. Let's try it a game. If it doesn't work, okay, all right, that's not the answer. Our roster's not as good as we thought it is. It just, I don't know. You could... Not like I think you're about to say, not everybody's a play calling guy, right? Is that what you're about to say, right?
He's not everybody's Andy Reid.
Hey, he's a good culture guy. Zack's been a great culture guy. There have been positive things Zack Taylor has brought to the city of Cincinnati and this football team. However, when you lose games and you have bad records, when for all intents and purposes you shouldn't, because everybody in Cincinnati is like, this roster's good. Maybe we got orange glasses on. I don't know. But if you lose games and you have a bad record and you lose games in embarrassing fashion, let's be honest. That Eagles game, there was a child in front of us, and I don't even think I would have been mad if he turned around and called me a bitch. We were getting embarrassed. Absolutely embarrassed. But when you do that as a head coach, guess what? People are going to crap on you, and you might go. Now, it's the Bengals. We had Marvin Lewis for 1,652 years, and we didn't even get over the playoff hunt. Taylor did get us to the Super Bowl, but I'm in the same boat as you, right? It's time to get over that, right? It's been 2 years. But the problem is I don't think he's going anywhere because he got us to the Super Bowl, and they hang on to that and they cling on to that. But I am in the same boat. I would like to see play calling go to pitch or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We've got a $20 super chat from Michael Rolfe. Shout out.
I saw that. Oh my God.
Please make
incredible.
this season make sense. Were we blind to this team's gigantic holes before the season? Bengals are vintage convertible Corvette. Forgot to put the top up the last few drafts, and now the floorboards are rusting out.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
No, he's not.
What did we kind of say in the offseason? And we had this conversation with Goodberry, you and I. Joe Goodberry, awesome guy. Does Bengals on the brain. Go check his stuff out. Always good. Are they that good at evaluating? Because these guys don't pan out a lot of times. Do we have an evaluation problem? Like the evaluation's bad, which leads to a bad pick, which leads to a guy that doesn't pan out. And then when the guy doesn't pan out, they go, fuck it. We'll figure it out next offseason. And they don't go get anybody or make any moves. So it is a Corvette. It is. Are we a beautiful Corvette and the wheels are falling off? I think the wheel, we're at least got flat tires right now. You know what I mean?
We're patched.
Yeah.
We got a patch in at the best.
Yeah.
But here's the thing when it comes to the talent evaluation of the Bengals. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff on the internet about why isn't Duke Tobin getting any blame? Fire Duke Tobin. But look at Duke Tobin's job, and Goodberry had alluded to this on Twitter, and it's all very, very good points. Look at Duke Tobin's actual job. He's the director of player personnel. He's a de facto GM.
Yeah, that's not.
But he's not a GM by title.
Yeah.
The GM is still technically Mike Brown, who's 90 fucking years old.
Yeah.
So let's say you fire Duke and you try to bring somebody in to do his job with the same title and the same responsibilities and not be your GM, but be your new director of player personnel. Here's what you have to work with. The Bengals have the smallest scouting department in the league. You are not the actual general manager.
Yeah.
You can be overridden by the owner or his kids at any time. Your best draft picks, we probably won't be able to retain them because we don't want to modernize how we do contracts. They've spent money more in recent years, and we've celebrated that, and we've made excuses for that, and we've defended the organization for that. We're fans. That's what we do. But unfortunately, the model of the NFL has changed even since then. Guys want fat guarantees in their contracts in case they blow their knee out. So you're going to tell somebody, hey, come be our director of player personnel, which is basically a GM job, but we're not going to pay the draft picks that are good. The owner can override you at any moment. So can his daughter and his son-in-law. Smallest scouting department in the league. You're not going to get the top tier free agents because you're not guaranteeing money past year one unless it's a quarterback. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Jamar Chase was begging them for a contract before the season started, it fell apart because of guarantees not kicking in early enough. Like they're going to cut the guy before 2027.
This is my thing. Like, yeah, they've shelled out money to some guys, and no shit they were going to pay Joe Burrow. Like, duh. But who else have we paid? Bates walked. We got rid of Mixon. Maybe time to get rid of him. Maybe not. Look what he's doing in the Texans. T. Higgins is not going to get paid. He's gone. Are we going to pay Chase? I a month ago, we're paying Chase. Shut up. I don't know.
But here's the thing with everybody's like, well, Jesse Bates isn't here. Stop talking about Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates is the best safety in the NFL right now.
Huge fumble. It was a massive fumble by the Bengals to let him go.
But we convinced ourselves as fans, as a fan base, we convinced ourselves. The organization didn't say this. We just assumed it. We said, well, we're not paying Jesse Bates because we have to use that money to pay T. Higgins. That's how we made ourselves feel better. I led that train on Twitter, maybe. I don't know. Somebody else probably did. But I'm saying, hey, man, Bates has to go so we can keep T. I get it. And then that didn't happen. We're on a franchise tag with T. He's got quad injuries and shit popping up left and right. And he's not coming back next year. There's no shot.
Why would you? Like, with all due respect, why would you? As a player, I know we're spending money on certain areas. I know we're upgrading stadiums and there's a new locker and all this shit, but they were doing business a lot of times like it's the 50s, and I don't know. I think we deserve better. I go back and forth because they're so rich and they make so much money, and it's come on, just sign the contract. But then we go through Bates, Mixon, Higgins, all these guys. I mean, let's go back. Whitworth. We go through all these guys that are absolute stars. Why can another organization have a player get drafted by their team and play their whole career there, but we can't keep absolute superstars here? It just is so frustrating to me. And I'm not quite on they don't pay anybody and they're cheap train, but like I'm fucking looking at the ticket board to hop on the train. I'm getting so frustrated.
It's not so much that they're not willing to spend money, right? Because
I know it's how they structure.
Only if it's structured in the way that they want, and no player worth a fuck is going to do that because the fact that you're not paying the guarantees.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But T. Higgins is going to say, hey, they're going to say, hey, you missed some games last year. Let's be real. T. Higgins has missed games his entire career. We can look at that as a case to not give him the money that he wants because he's had the hamstring type injuries and all that his whole career. But then you look at that offense on Sunday without him there, and that's a case for paying him.
I agree.
But it's not the old days anymore where the NFL ownership used to be able to sit down with the guy and say, hey, look, we want you to be here. We think you're damn good. You've missed some time. Here's a contract with a little bit of money guaranteed and some big time incentives for playing time. That's not it anymore. Receivers are getting $90 million guaranteed. Calvin really got that after being fucking average.
Yes, I hate it too.
I don't like it either.
Both sides are ridiculous. These guys are asking for absurd guarantees and an absurd amount of money. Like, it's like, to me, it's like, good God, like are we 10 years away from the first $1 billion quarterback? Like, realistically, are we 10 years away from that? 5 years away from that? Like, and then also our organization won't get with the times. So it's frustrating because it's like, hey, you got to face reality. It's stupid that these guys are asking for this much money, but guess what? That's what's happening. And other teams around you are doing it. Unless all the owners come together one day and say, hey, we're done fucking paying you idiots. But you got to do it. You got to do it.
That's the way of the world. Do I like paying fucking taxes? No. But if I don't do it, I'm going to go to prison. So I do it.
Taxes are theft. Yeah.
You don't like paying players guarantees. No owner in the NFL likes paying guaranteed contracts unless you're Jimmy Haslam and you're trying to get Deshaun Watson because you already told your team no, and your last ditch effort is a fully guaranteed contract. And look what you got, right? I understand that. None of these rich dudes want to guarantee this money, but the guys that care about winning do because it's just the name of the game. It's the way it goes. I don't like it either. NBA contracts are fully guaranteed and dudes are sitting out because their ankle's a little bit sore. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. But the fact of the matter is you have a team with a top 5 quarterback at most. At worst, he's top 5.
Yeah.
You have a top 5 receiver in Jamar Chase, who at worst is top 5. You have the best offensive line that Burrow's ever had in his career. Now, there's some interior questions with the guards, I think. Kappa's getting pushed back a lot. I started to notice on Sunday.
Yeah.
But you still have the best offensive collection that you have had in the time that you've had both Zack Taylor and Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And Zach's calling plays kind of like a pussy. That's cool.
Not kind of.
You got Jamar Chase, who didn't practice all training camps, showing up trying to get a deal done the morning of week 1, and you can't get it done. And so, he's probably a little pissed. He's probably a little out of shape. There are certain guys in the NFL where you throw your previous ideas and your previous habits out the window. Pittsburgh did it with TJ Watt. They never guaranteed money ever. And then they did for TJ Watt. So, you have to do that. You have to throw it by the wayside and just modernize. Now, if you're not going to, and you're just content with this, that's fine. But stop asking the county for their fucking money.
Yeah.
Hey, we want to do $1 billion change and build a practice facility and reroute the roads and make it all one complex. That sounds awesome. We talked about how cool it was on this show.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And I bet you, I don't live in Hamilton County, so the taxes don't hit me. I can't speak for it. But I guarantee you, the people of Hamilton County are going to be much more inclined to vote for that or whatever it takes to get it through if they know you're doing everything you can to put a winner on the team. And I said this on Twitter. Zach's thing is winning makes believers of us all. And that's true. Winning made believers of us, the fans who have been through all of this shit for all of these years and heard all of the jokes for all of these years. And it did. It made believers of us. But when you stop winning, every one of your flaws becomes highlighted, from your roster to your coaching staff, to your organization, to how you handle contracts, to your training facility, to the grades where the players said your food was shit. All of that because you're not winning. So you have two options: deal with it, fall back into the old days, lose a hell of a lot of your fan base and a lot of your new fans that have come around the last 5 years, or say, you know what, this city, this team, these people, this region, this area deserves a championship, and we need to go balls to the wall to get it to them. And if you can't because you don't have the money for guarantees, which I still don't think I believe, but that's one of the widely considered things. If you don't have the money for that, if you don't have the money for that and you truly care, sell it to somebody that does.
Bikini car wash. Boom. Raise money. There you go.
Yes.
That's how you get it done. Right there. Bake sale. Something. I don't
Bake
care.
sale.
Do something. Go get the damn money so that we can talk positive about you guys, man. I want nothing more than to get on here and have a good time. And I'm having a good time even though we're bitching. But, like, it's frustrating as hell, dude. Like, figure it out.
Another text from Dad.
Out. Yeah.
Another text from Dad takes us back a little bit to the show. Dad had the hamburger wagon for lunch. Sorry, Dad, I was yelling and cussing and shit. I didn't see that. He says, bring in Belichick. I don't know about the Belichick thing. I don't know about the
They're
Belichick.
not going to do it. They're not going to do it. I'm like big on like not getting my hopes up. So I just am like erasing that shit.
Imagine Belichick and Mike Brown getting pissed at each other. It would just be, ew.
Yeah.
So
here, hold on. Here's one last thing.
I'm sweating.
I am drenched in sweat, bro. Like I'm not even kidding. This sweatshirt's fucked. I'm gonna have to wash it. Like, this is an intense show. Here's my thing, and maybe it's because I'm a fan first, and I'm not a billionaire, right? Or am I? Who knows? But if I was a billionaire that owned a team, I would like make sure my family's taken care of. But I would drain those fucking bank accounts to make this team better, because it would be my baby. Like, it would be my my thing. Like, and if I lose, I would be so embarrassed. I would be up my coach's ass. They would be mad at me. I would be a pain in the ass. Like, let's be serious. Like, I would be a pain in the ass. And I would go to the coaches like, what do you need? Like, hey, coach, what the fuck do you need to be better? He'd be like, oh, dude, we need interior pass rush. Here's literally $30 million. Go get one. I know that you have to deal with cap and shit. I get it. It's a salary cap and shit. I get it. But like just here's money. I would shove money. What does T want? Oh, he wants 20? Give him 22. Fuck it, dude. I would spend all the money, dude. I would sell my Cadillac, sell my whatever rich people drive, and I'd put it in a player's bank account so that I could win. Because I would, frankly, as an owner, I would be fucking embarrassed right now. Like, I would get mad. Like, I don't know. That's just, maybe I'm a fan first, and that's why that's it.
And maybe, maybe that's the case. Obviously, I haven't set myself up to be a billionaire in life. So, but when you ask what rich people drive, I think they drive mint condition 2000 Chevy Ventures with less than 63,000 miles on them.
I like that. Chris Ingram says Iran would be Jerry Jones and get the same result. Fuck you, Chris. I love you. Oh, man.
So it's just a matter of this, right? For those who tell me on the internet I'm on the Bengals payroll because I didn't declare the season over after the first two games, there's what you want. Yeah. There are shortcomings within this organization. There are shortcomings within this coaching staff, and Lou's not off the hook either. We didn't go fully into that, but you also look at the roster that he's given. You're counting on the interior of your offensive line to be two rookies. One was taken in the second round, Chris Jenkins has looked all right. Michigan man, shout out, national champion. But he's looked all right. McKinley Jackson, a guy that's a third-round pick that was probably taken a little bit too high because there was a run on defensive tackles. He's been all right. But DJ Reader, doing pretty damn good in Detroit despite the quad injury.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Reader. You can't tell me this defense wouldn't be better without 98 in the middle. With 98 in the middle. It couldn't be worse.
I know what you mean.
I know it wasn't great last year with him, but it would be better than it is right now. And he wanted to stay.
Yeah, he did.
I talked to somebody who works directly for DJ Reader all through free agency.
Fact.
And I didn't put it on Twitter and do the stuff because the Joe Tooney thing got me fucking. I just.
We're not insiders. We're not insiders.
I'm not insiders. Nobody's ever going to mistake us for insiders. But I talked to a person who works directly for DJ the whole time. He wanted to stay. He tried. So there was Anthony Kazinza, a guy I work with at Cincy Jungle, posted an old clip of Andrew Whitworth that's made its rounds a couple times talking about how his exit was handled with the team. Like, this is where this shit rears their ugly head. If the Bengals are sitting here right now, they're 3-5. If they're sitting here at 6-2, 5-3, we're not talking about any of this shit because it's full steam ahead. But when you don't win football games, your inadequacies start up. And I fucking hate Chiefs fans. Okay, 90% of them. There's one guy actually. I missed his comment. He was being very cool. He said he's a Chiefs fan. Brandon. I think it was Brandon Miller. Shout out to you. So I'm not talking to you when I say this. You were being very cool in the comments. I'm sorry, I can't find it. But
he said, "Don't let the team ruin your Sundays in the week." It basically, like,
yeah, that's what he said. You shouldn't let the team ruin your Sundays in the week. Solid advice that I don't know that I'll ever follow. But
never.
I totally see what he's meaning. Totally see what he's talking about. But like, I'm on my way home from the game, pissed off. The Chiefs are actively playing a division rival. They're playing the Raiders in the 4:00 window, and my phone's going off with Chiefs fans with memes and empty trophy. I'm like, you motherfuckers, you're playing a division game right now. Yeah. But anyway, the reason that I say that, sometimes they're right. We can't just hold on to 2021 anymore. That old 3-0 against Kansas City thing doesn't matter because they beat us the last three. And they beat us in the last three that have mattered. The playoffs and 2 regular season games that have mattered. So, like, we can't hold on to that anymore. We're not trusting Bill Belichick to figure it out. We're not trusting Andy Reid to figure it out. We're not trusting an all-time great to figure things out. We're trusting Zack Taylor, whose offense has been boom or bust his entire tenure.
Absolutely. Yeah. That Super Bowl year is a fun memory for me at this point. I'm like looking forward. There's no looking back. Yeah. We can't do this. Oh, we beat you in Arrowhead. Shut up.
Like, who gives a fuck, dude?
You know how many Super Bowls they've won? Like, it's just like, like, Jesus, do something.
And Chris said with Widows alleged that Mike Brown, but the Blackbirds that led to his exit. And that's true. He says Mike Brown wanted to bring him back. The Blackburns didn't, but Mike Brown did it anyway. And then the Blackburns wanted to talk to him before he left. He said, I'm not talking to you anymore. So there's that. And that's the thing. How much of this changes when Mike Brown, unfortunately passes away? It goes to his kids. How much differently are they going to run things? Mm-hmm. Shout out Chop. Chop brought me hospital socks. Actually.
Dude, that tiger picture, it's his picture. It looks
with his glasses.
Exactly like him. That's him right there.
Dog. He knows I like to wear hospital socks around the crib.
Why do you have them readily available?
Because they're still in the fanny pack from Sunday.
Respect.
So shout out Chop. Yeah, fanny pack hasn't been unpacked yet. So yeah, man, that's where we're at. And the only way to make us shut the fuck up about it is to win football games, and that starts on Sunday.
Absolutely.
And then you have a short turnaround because here's the way that this could go. You should probably beat the Raiders. They stink. They're not good. They've lost 4 straight. You should. But then you have a short turnaround. You've got a Thursday night game in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Where you either determine, hey, we're back, we're a real threat, or our worst nightmare is an embarrassing nail in our coffin on prime time in front of the whole world.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Luckily, though, if you're a Bengals fan and you're going to the game, you will not get punched in the face by some douchebag walking down the street because he didn't get bail.
Oh, man. He didn't? Yeah. He's facing 55 years. All because he wanted to punch some people for Instagram.
And he's a big dude.
Years.
He was a big dude.
Yeah, he's like 6'4", 240, dude.
He found two small guys to beat up just to fucking flex on his camera. I don't lose. Dude, what a fucking loser.
And his life is probably over because he's probably going to get 10, 15. They're not going to give him 55. Yo, Michael Rolfe is in the chat. Just throw in his bank account.
Save your money, Mike. We're not worth it. We're not worthy.
Let's pull that up here and talk about it. The Monday night, the MF, help me.
That means motherfucker.
Oh, I had Monday Night Football in my head. The motherfucker Mike Brown excuse about not having the cash flow for guaranteed contracts is awful. 32 out of 32 NFL owners are billionaires. True. Any of them could drive to any bank in America and they could get any amount of cash for contracts. I tend to agree with that. I think the escrow stuff is a little behind the scenes bullshit to try to trick us poor people into thinking, oh, we don't know how you do your stuff, Mr. Rich Man. Okay, I guess you can't afford it. Like, get the fuck out of here. Throw money at these players, you know? I think it's stupid. I already said it. I think it's dumb what these kids are asking out of these organizations. But guess what? They're asking. So you're going to pay or you're going to lose football games, and I'm going to sit here and call you an asshole for it.
Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot with a camera and some beer. I'm not an economist. Economist.
Garage beer.
It is
economist.
Economist.
No,
I don't fucking I graduated high school because I talked teachers into passing me.
Yes.
But I find it hard to believe that the owner of an NFL franchise doesn't just have plenty of cash laying around.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's their only business. Jimmy Haslam's rich because he was scamming truck drivers, and you got the Cronkies of the world, and I understand that. But he still owns a popular NFL franchise with a season ticket wait list, with merch sales that I'm sure are still very, very good. They get the same amount of TV money as every other team in the league. I just find it hard to believe that the cash isn't there, and I think it's just more of a principle, and we're going to stick to our guns, and this is how we do it. And that's fine. And when you stick to your guns, and this is how we do it, and we're going to do things our way, that's awesome. That's how you end up like the Utah fucking Jazz.
Wow.
Of the NBA. I don't know. I was just thinking of some like team that nobody ever thinks of. You know what I mean? Like, the Lakers will go spend $45 billion to get LeBron and his son and anybody that shook hands with him in an elevator or whatever. Yeah. But you have to adapt. You have to adapt. And if they love the city as much as they say they do and want good for the fans and the people that have supported them for all of these years like they say they do, and they do not have the ability to keep up with the modern NFL, you either bring somebody in as part owner with some more money or let it go. Cash out. Be rich forever. And give it to somebody that does. Because the fact of the matter is, that's the way the game's going. And it's not going back. It's only going to get worse. These contracts are not going to start randomly becoming less guaranteed. It's only going to be more. The cap's only going to go up, up, and up. The players are only going to unionize more, more, and more. That's it. Like, they barely even fucking practice now. You can't even touch each other in practice because the players have come together and said they don't want to do it.
Yeah. And if you
think they're going to get together and say, let's take less guaranteed money so we can have better parity in the league? No, these teams are going to fucking manipulate the cap. They're going to convert salaries into bonuses and kick the money down the road. And eventually you have to pay for it. Sure. But hopefully you pay for it with a ring. That's what the Rams did. The Rams went all in. Everybody said they got rid of all their draft picks. They spent all their money, blah, blah, blah. And now they're not world beaters, but they're back in the hunt already. And they got a ring out of the deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I just go in. Fuck draft picks. Fuck money. Spend them. Let's win, man. Let's win. Otherwise, people are not going to come to your games because you got guys like Devin Ruck canceling their season tickets, man. It's not for me. I'm going to keep mine, but like, I don't blame anybody who's like, you know what? $3,000, man. Groceries are expensive. Gas is expensive. So if you're not going to put a product on the field that I'm going to enjoy every Sunday to escape all the bullshit, why would I spend my money on it? Is there a way to just get those tickets transferred straight to me? I don't know. We got a paid super chat here.
Dude, super chats. We love you guys. You don't feel like you need to spend your money on us, but we do appreciate it. I'm no doctor, but the Ravens got better today and we didn't. Bring in Vrabel and get an actual damn GM.
I like Vrabel.
Also, Drew, the 4th Harry Potter is my favorite.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Chad Waits is the reason that I was forced to watch Harry Potter with my wife. We have not gotten past the first movie. Life's very, very busy with a toddler, and my grandmother's moving out of her house that she's been in for 50 years, so there's been a lot of work over there. So I haven't had time to watch the second one, but he is a huge part of the reason why I had to watch Harry Potter. But the Vrabel thing, I don't think Mike Vrabel was ever that great in Tennessee.
Yeah,
I think he had a couple of good years.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, if you fire Taylor, who is it? Nobody's a world beater right now. So I keep talking. I'm just saying.
Well, the guys that are going to come in and make a big impact on your team, Bill Belichick. Some people have said John Gruden. I don't know if he's worked his way back into the league yet. Are these high-profile guys? They're going to want two things. They're going to want a lot of money, and they're going to want a lot of power. They're going to want say. Bill Belichick was the GM of the Patriots for all those years too. So, like, the names that we put out there as potential replacements for Taylor aren't realistic because the Bengals aren't going to give up that kind of control.
Yeah, it's never going to happen. No. You imagine Bill Belichick coaching here? Holy shit.
I don't, because I also think the game passed Bill Belichick by a little bit, because when Brady left, some of the construction of those teams was very, very bad. They were not good rosters.
No.
They had shit receivers. They had shit defenses. Like, I don't know how much I buy now, Belichick's still the GOAT. He's the greatest coach in the NFL. Yeah, he's got 7 Super Bowls or 6, whatever it is. I'm not doubting it. I think that the modern NFL is not for Bill Belichick anymore.
And the modern player. The guys back then that Belichick was drafting, like these Edelmans and even before then, obviously, like, they could show up to work and do it, and the coaches were motherfucking them and all this shit. These kids now, you got to coach them different. You really do. You have to coach them different. Like,
you know what I just thought about?
What?
I just thought about Bill Belichick walking into the room to a player like recording a TikTok.
I know, right? Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kids playing this game that come up, and you have to cater to that. Like, there's a whole new generation of kid playing in the NFL right now, and Belichick is not the type to coach that kid. I don't know. Fuck it. Fire Zack Taylor. He'll go coach the Bearcats, and we'll hire somebody else. I don't have the answer, folks.
Victoria's talking about how she started a new job in the office, and it is soul-sucking. Devin Ruck wants Ben Johnson from Detroit. We like Ben Johnson. I know we've hit an hour, and this is where we start getting canceled. Vrabel did get the win already. Like 30 guys on the IR. Yeah, you did, because you don't have respect for social media teams. You fucking clown.
Apparently, intern is a racial slur. Don't use the word intern, or you're a piece of shit. That was some wild, dude. That post took off.
I don't know what. So Chris comes with. Okay, guys, the cap hit this year is $250 million. The NFL payout to teams is $329 million per team, meaning the Bengals are making $73 million a year, not including the front office. So for a $90 million guaranteed contract, they're not making enough off just that to move it to escrow. But they're making money hand over fist other places. Stadium sponsorships. They've got tickets, jerseys, club seats, all that stuff.
Bikini car wash, Girl Scout cookie sales. Figure it out. I don't care.
And then so these two comments being back-to-back is very funny, and I don't think that it's intentional, but Chris says, got to have that finish him mentality. And then here comes my wife with Aaron Hernandez. I don't know why she said Aaron Hernandez, but these two coming back-to-back is quite a combo of comments.
Run there, yeah. Selling TVs. Yes, Chad Waits. I have a TV in my basement from the stadium.
That wasn't the Bengals, though. That was Hamilton
No,
County.
It was not. Yeah, no. Still one of my coolest souvenirs ever. All right, hey, we've hit an hour. This was a negative episode, but we're still Bengals fans. We're still going to be
How many followers
here.
are we going to lose today?
I don't know, man. Who knows? Follow, don't follow. I don't care. I sleep just the same at night. I love you guys. I got nothing left but a hooday. We got some logistics to figure out. So I guess I have more shit left. I don't know why I just said that. We got some logistics to figure out for Thursday, it being Halloween. That's when we typically film our post-game show that we release. But that's our problem, not yours. We'll let you know how it's going to look out. But, dude, Drew and I just got back in from out of town, and I got to thank Drew this way. I got to thank Drew for holding it down, brought in guests and all that stuff. Wonderful, awesome. I don't know if you guys know this, but all this shit that you see on the screen, Drew does. I just show up and I start running my mouth. So props to him. Absolutely love you guys, all our followers, all our listeners. It's just you guys all make this possible. So thank you so much. Who dat?
Absolutely. This has actually been one of the most viewed episodes across all platforms live that we've had in a few weeks now. So we appreciate all the super chatters. We do not deserve that money, but we thank you for it. And we have always vowed to put that money back into the show or to giveaways or ways to give back to you guys. So you're not going to be paying my mortgage or anything like that. We appreciate each and every one of you. The members that subscribe to our show, we appreciate you. The people that there's been a tag. My wife has gotten tagged on Twitter with the comments, and that's welcome to the show, babe. That's going to get fun.
A tag? What are you saying?
So no, I did not tag her. Brandon Murphy tagged her on Twitter, and it says, thanks to Hude Vic for the Aaron Hernandez shout out. Probably had nothing to do with this comment. So wait, Brandon. It looks like you're watching on Twitter. I'm not seeing your comments on our screen.
Oh, no.
Brandon has been commenting based on this screenshot that he posted, but I'm not seeing his comments on here. I'm only seeing. I have seen Twitter comments. I don't think so because I'm seeing other Twitter comments. I'm not seeing his. So, Brandon, I want you to know you're my guy. I love you. And for whatever reason, your comments aren't showing for me, so I'm not ignoring you.
I'm only seeing YouTube comments right now.
There were a few from Twitter earlier.
Is that a setting? Let's figure this out live while everybody watches us.
Tweet Elon.
I
know the settings.
7:39 p.m. Logan Truman Twitter.
Yeah,
Logan Truman Twitter. I love that you guys are on YouTube watching because that's something we would like to grow, but we're too stupid to know how to do it. But anyway, guys, that's for us to figure out. We'll get the hell out of here. Love you all. Hooday.
That's all I got. Hooday. Love you guys. We'll see you when we see you. Hopefully in better moods and less shitting on the organization that is probably going to stop my positivity payments soon.
Your boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer. Let's flow. No filter needed. Beers getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered Show. Let's go. Our boys are ready to go. Our boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer. Let's flow. No filter needed. Beers getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered Show. Let's go. Our boys are ready to go. Your boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer. Let's flow.